Hello again, everybody. Sorry, this is part two. As YouTube will only let us upload to a certain time limit, we have to break this up because, as you can tell, if I did it by myself, it had already been done and I'd have been cooking way long ago. But because I'm teaching and trying to show you guys how to at least make your own pancakes, it's going to take a little bit longer. Besides, if you're following along, we don't want your ingredients to sit out for too long or they go bad. So, anyway, as I was saying about breaking up the eggs and stuff in here, just kind of mix it up. It's going to, with the pumpkin in there and all that, it's going to kind of resemble like an orangey pumpkin pie mix. And save some of your arm for later, because this isn't the hard part. The fun part and the hard part is going to be when we combine everything. So anyway, here's my mixture. Sorry about the lighting in here. It's not the greatest. At least not yet. I'm working on it. But since I have to, be the house handyman, it takes me a little bit longer, and my back issues, which is why I don't work anymore. While I was taking a break and splitting up the videos a bit, I was sitting down, so trying to rest up for this. I think I know how. There's a TV chef when I was growing up that always sat down and to do his cooking, and I know how he feels now. Now, the next part of this is going to be a little bit more tricky. I tend to use this. Silk makes an excellent almond and cashew milk. It's going to give your pancakes a little bit more of an earthy, nutty flavor, but there's no dairy. So for all of you who are either allergic to dairy, the proteins in dairy, the popular one is lactose, but for those of you who have the not so common casein allergy, like my wife, there's no casein in this either, and that's why I do it this way. So my wife is allergic to gluten, yellow dyes, or dyes of any kind, but mostly yellow, casein, tomatoes, and it makes it really nice for her because she doesn't have to worry about the tummy upsets. I know for some of you, it ranges the gamut from tummy upset and gas to, some major hospital complications. And that's why I do it this way. All of my cooking is designed around her allergies because I have none. Okay, so we're going to add a little bit of milk in here. Roughly about 2 cups. Because you got a lot of powder. Okay, I'm gonna mix this up a little bit. Now it's going to give it a light orange flavor, or light orange color flavor. I have to pardon the nervousness. This is my first actual video by myself, so. When I was growing up, we didn't have any of this YouTube stuff. Okay. So it's going to give it a very light orange milky flavor. Okay. Now, let's grab our other ingredients. And taking our fork, not the spoon yet, just the fork, we're going to pour it in as we mix, okay? The spoon will come up again later on, especially if you've missed anything. You can finish mixing it up later on. I'm going to stop right about there. While I mix. Now this is the part that's going to, remember I said to save your arm? This is the part we were saving the arm for. Because with big batches like this, it's going to take a lot of arm strength to get this mixed in. Now, if you didn't put enough milk in there, don't sweat it. I find that rarely do you ever get that correct where you put enough milk in. Oh, why am I using a spoon? I have a spatula. I have a spatula for a reason. Now, you use a spatula because you can get your ingredients into the bowl. And if you have to wash by hand, it helps to make sure that most of the ingredients went in the bowl instead of the sink. Now, that's not too bad. Take a minute, go rinse off your bowl so that it makes life a little easier later on down the line. I'm going to keep the spatula out because I'll need it when I start cooking this stuff up. Okay, so I've rinsed out my bowl, put it in the sink. I'm not showing you my sink of dirty dishes. And we'll continue mixing. Now you don't want to wait too long because with all of the baking powder in here, this stuff will rise in the bowl a bit. And you really would rather have it on the rise in the pan than the bowl. Okay. And it's starting to get thick like cookie dough on me. And I'll show you here in a minute as soon as I finish mixing it. I'm still using the fork, so I'm still breaking up chunks and whatever else because, you know, when you add wet ingredients to dry, you're always going to get chunkies. You're always going to get those clunks or clods that make your food look a little rough. Okay, so here we go. I've mixed it all in. See, now see it's way too thick for pancake batter right now. All right. Now at this point in time, before I'm completely finished, we're going to take our pan and we're going to put it on the stove on medium. All right, on a medium heat, and put a little oil in it. So I have a grubby old cast iron pan that I bought. You can see I do a lot of pancaking. It's my go-to pan. For those of you who don't have a cast iron pan, they have griddles that they sell, which will work great. We grew up, when I was growing up, my parents didn't even had one griddle that we used. And I don't even know when they bought it. Because I remember always having it. So they bought it before I was in existence. Or should I say, they bought it before I was put on this plane. Now with the cast iron pans, I'm going to flip the camera around and show you. Alright, so with a cast iron pan, I tend to put a little more oil in there because you have to make sure that the entire bottom surface is covered And I like to try and coat a little bit of the sides, because no matter how long you've done this, sometimes, now there's a lot of oil in there, I will admit. So, but that's why we do test pancakes. You have to wait for your pan to heat up anyway, and here's what the table looks like from my point of view. And then we have our mix. Now we're going to add some more milk to this. So, like I said, don't panic. Don't panic at all. We're going to add some more milk to the mix. Oh, I got a thumb in the camera. Ah! And I'm going to thin this out. So as soon as you're happy with this, see, it's already rising. You can see it. And I'll show you. So it's already rising. You can see it. You know it's rising by all of the bubbles. So if you can see the bubbles around there, it means it's already rising. So we're going to take and probably put another 1/2 to 3/4 of a cup in there. You want it just a little thinner than cake pan, or than your usual cake dough or cake mix. You don't want it runny, but you don't want it like really thick unless you want, actually, because if you get it really thick, you're going to get some really tall like cake pancakes. And that and your batter is not going to go as far as if you thinned it out. So, you know, but it's all in taste. I mean, if you like the thick donut style pancakes, then great. You can start cooking as soon as your pan warms up. I have a gas stove, so my pan tends to warm up really fast. Alright, so I put about like that, you know, more of a flour gravy consistency. If you've overdone the milk, don't panic. Just put a little bit of flour back in there and thicken it up. Okay. You don't want to do that too often, however, because you'll not only extend your dough, but you'll get it to the point where it won't rise again. But, you know, if you wanted to do that, if you made a mistake and you need to fix it, that's how you fix it. A little bit of flour, you know, you can always put more in, but you can't take out. So you want to do that slowly. Alright, so our pancake mix, and as you can see, it's a big bowl, it's a lot of pancake mix. That's all ready to go. So, spoon's gonna go away. Now, for those of you who are daring, if you wanted to taste test the pancake mix, you can. I know it's gross. It sounds gross. However, getting E. coli from little taste of raw egg is very rare. Oh, I gotta wash my hands. I touched my hair. Hold on. So all I'm going to do for the rest of this video, my pan's getting warm. Smells like it's about ready. And yeah, I had a little bit of a dribble here and there. Nobody's perfect. I have managed to find a spoon that I can throw the dough down in one scoop. You know, I don't know what's in any of you guys' kitchens, but if you have a large spoon, you can do this and make a decent 4-inch pancake. If you need to, you can use the spoon that you mixed it up with, and you know, spoon it in, go in a circle, spread it out a little bit, put another one on top, you know, and the size of the pancakes, up to you. Thickness of the pancakes, up to you. Cooking is very much as much of an art. It's like telling a woman how to do her makeup when, you know, she prefers it a certain way. If you tell her different, then she's going to look at you kind of funny. But just like makeup's an art, so is cooking. You know, it's just as much art as it is function. And speaking of function, I need to go grab a big plate because I have to have a plate. We have to have a place to put the pancakes after we're done. Now, if you're doing this in the morning and you've got the kids sitting around the table, great. That's easy money. I'm doing this for freezer stock, to be honest. So I'm going to need a plate to put them on. They're going to have to cool off completely before I can put them in the container I need to freeze them. So, one moment. Yes, all of my dishes, all of my plates and stuff are in the living room in the china cabinet. We have the large dinner plates. So to give you an idea, dinner plate. I'm going to set that there beside that. Honey, could I get your help for a minute? Let's see if I can get my wife to assist me with the camera. So that I can show you guys. Honey? Can I get your help with the camera? I can't do an aerial shot without. I understand.
I have to turn off the heat.
That's fine. I thought maybe I was going to have to go sit outside for a while. All right.
Okay, what's up?
Wifey's back. She's going to be the camera woman for me. I'm going to need an aerial shot of the pan, so just kind of stand over there.
There's no oil, right?
Yes, there is. So stand over here. Stand over here.
Explain the thing with the oil first.
The whole thing with the oil is she got burnt by bacon really bad when she was younger.
3rd-degree burn.
And it was a 3rd-degree burn, and she's terrified of oil. And there's oil in the pan, so.
Not liking that.
Yeah. So I'm going to switch camera things.
You gotta turn it off and turn it around.
Yep, I got to switch camera, so one moment. All right. There you go. Now, I want you to aim in the pan. Okay. Now, I don't know where I got this habit of touching my face all the damn time. And it's annoying me because I have to keep washing my hands all the time. So we're going to, now the oil is hot now. So what we're going to do.
This seems very zoomed in.
And it shouldn't be. So what we're going to do is we're going to put some pancake mix in there. Like I said, I have a scoop to do this. And all you want to do is...
Oh, God.
You're fine, sweetie. It's not going to hurt you. I'm being very gentle. Okay. Now I can get two pancakes in that pan. Okay. Like I said, if you don't have the scoop to do that with, oh, doggone it. Point. It hit the floor, it's dirty. Yeah, I still try to maintain my professional standards even in my own kitchen. With what I can do anyway. So the first two pancakes with all this oil, they're going to absorb the pancakes. They're going to absorb the pancakes. Oh my gosh. And my brain cells tried to give each other a high five and completely missed that one. Anyway, the pancakes will absorb some or most of that oil that's in there. All right, if you wanted to throw them out, that's fine by me. It's totally up to you. If you want to feed them to your dogs, that's great. They won't hurt the dogs at all. I promise. I've been feeding pancakes to dogs for 30 years, and I haven't yet to have them sick. Choke on it? They probably will if they like to wolf things down like ours do. But
Correction, like yours.
oh, mine's a pancake hound. She knows what I'm making, and she's been patrolling the door waiting for me to throw a pancake at her.
That's the current status.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Waiting.
brown dog.
Brown dog's waiting. He will eat the pancakes, but they're not on his favorites list.
No.
All right. So if you want to aim the camera in there, as you can see, the pancakes are starting to rise after a little bit. You can see they're starting to bubble. They're not quite where I want them yet. Now to tell if your pancakes are getting close, see how it's bubbling and it's starting to dry out around the corner. All right, you got the bubbles going on and all of that. They're getting very close to being able to flip. All
Sorry
right.
about the shaking, guys. I'm genuinely terrified of oil.
Yep. Now I'm going to have her back off, and she's still going to run the camera for us. I'm just going to have her back off while I flip this. All right.
Can I go over here?
In a minute, yes. So you got. See now, as I'm waiting, you can see the bubbles start rising in the middle. And then if you look around the outsides, I'm not going to flip it, I'm just going to show them. So you can start to see the fact that it's frying, it's cooking. Now this is how they do donuts. Believe it or not, they will put it, I would have to fill the pan about 3/4 of the way full. But that's how they do the donut dough. They fry it up like that. All right, honey, back off. I'm gonna flip the pancakes. Okay, all right. You can come back, huh? All right, as you can see, this one's gotten a little hotter than the other one, so I'm gonna move the pan. This is a little darker than the other one. You kind of want it right about this brown, this light brown color. I'm gonna move my hand so that you can actually see it in the light. You want your pancakes to be this consistency, this color, okay? Now the reason we throw the pancakes in, I use them as I judge my pans this way. It looks like it's running a smidge hot, so I'm going to turn it down. And this is all from just the food that's in there. Okay, so I'm going to turn it down just a smidge. This particular oven or stove is very sensitive. Each of you, if you cooked on your oven or your stoves for a while, you get to know what each burner will do, what its temperature range is, and all of that. You're okay, sweetheart. It's not going to hurt you, I promise. Okay? she's starting to go into a panic attack. So, okay. Go on, go on. Go back to your bedroom. Go back to your office. Moofy. Go to your office, honey. You're okay. So anyway, I've got the camera now, so might want to thank the wifey for holding out like she did. She's generally she is genuinely terrified of oil. I've been a chef for a long time, and I've burnt myself. I don't know how long. See, dishes by hand. Alright, so these should be about done. Yep. Just take them out of your pan. Now, as you can see, it absorbed quite a bit of that oil. So you can keep going. I'm going to leave these for her because the oil doesn't seem to bother her either. And we'll do another batch. I'm going to see if I can put this to where we can so I can show you what's going on without it falling into the heat. So I might just have to do this one-handed. This is going to be a trick. Anybody who knows? Okay. One. And it's two. We have two. Okay. And as you can see, it's going to take a while. I'm not going to bore you with the next 2 hours of doing nothing but cooking pancakes, because that's about how long it's going to take to deal with that batch. All right. For some of you who don't want to use that oil, I have Crisco. Loves me Crisco. Okay, Crisco. Now, if you have paper towels in Crisco, take your paper towel, fold it up into a strip. Take your lid off, fold it up into a strip, and then you can take it and dip it into the oil, and then just run it around the pan. Okay. So if you don't have, and I would do that anyway, even if you have a pan that is non-stick, I would still do it. Non-stick pans are nice, but I have all kinds of non-stick pans in here, and they stick anyway. So, it depends on what kind of a rough life they've had. Oh, damn it. Showed you some dishes. There's my little bench that I sit on for days when I just can't stand up very long. And the big cutting board, and all of that. Anyway, but that's how you do that. Now, while your pancakes while my pancakes are cooking, I generally take and put all my ingredients away. That way I'm already cleaned up and ready to go. So, to switch cameras, put this down and do